Be ready. Start. The next question which arises is, even if the cess is a fee and as such may be relatable to entries 23 and 66 in list 2, its validity is still open to challenge because the legislative competence of the state legislature under entry 23 is subject to the provisions of list 1 with respect to regulation and development under the control of the union, and that takes us to entry 54 in list 1. This entry reads thus: regulation of mines and minerals development to the extent to which such regulation and development under the control of the union is declared by parliament by law to be expedient in the public interest. The effect of reading the two entries together is clear. The jurisdiction of the state legislature under entry 23 is subject to the limitation imposed by the latter part of the said entry. If Parliament by its law has declared that regulation and development of mines should in public interest be under the control of the union, to the extent of such declaration, the jurisdiction of the state legislature is excluded. In other words, if a central act has been passed which contains a declaration by Parliament as required by entry 54, and if the said declaration covers the field occupied by the impugned act, the impugned act would be ultra vires not because of any repugnance between the two statutes, but because the state legislature had no jurisdiction to pass the law. The limitation imposed by the latter part of entry 23 is a limitation on the legislative competence of the state legislature itself. This position is not in dispute if it is held that this act contains the declaration referred to in entry 23. There would be no difficulty in holding that the declaration covers the field of conservation and development of minerals, and the said field is indistinguishable from the field covered by the impugned act. What entry 23 provides is that the legislative competence of the state legislature is subject to the provisions of list 1 with respect to regulation and development under the control of the union, and entry 54 in list 1 requires a declaration by parliament by law that regulation and development of mines should be under the control of the union in public interest. Therefore, if a central act has been passed for the purpose of providing for the conservation and development of minerals, and if it contains the requisite declaration, then it would not be competent to the state legislature to pass an act in respect of the subject matter covered by the said declaration. In order that the declaration should be effective, it is not necessary that rules should be made or enforced. All that this required is a declaration by Parliament that it is expedient in the public enforced to take the regulation and development of mines under the control of the Union. In such a case, the test must be whether the legislative declaration covers the field or not. Judged by this test, there can be no doubt that the field still remains to consider whether Section 2 of the said Act amounts in law to a declaration by Parliament as required by Article 54. When the said Act was passed in 1948, the legislative powers of the central and the provincial legislatures were governed by the relevant entries in the 7th schedule to the Constitution Act of 1935. Entry 36 in List 1 corresponds to the present entry 54 in List 1. It reads thus: Regulation of mines and oil fields and mineral development to the extent to which such regulation and development under Dominion control is declared by Dominion law to be expedient in public interest. It would be noticed that the declaration required by entry 36 is a declaration by Dominion law. Reverting then to section 2 of the said act, it is clear that the declaration contained in the said section is put in the passive voice, but in the context there would be no difficulty in holding that the said declaration by necessary implication has been made by Dominion law. It is a declaration contained in a section passed by the Dominion legislature, and so it is obvious that it is a declaration by a Dominion law. But the question is, can this declaration by a Dominion law be regarded constitutionally as declaration by Parliament, which is required by entry 54 in list 1? The majority view found that the declaration by Parliament required under entry 54 list 1 was absent. Thank you.